Next on News 3 Now at 5:30, an organization is pushing for better access to bikes, especially for those who lack transportation options. And President Trump continues to criticize 4 congresswomen what Wisconsin politicians are saying about his "if you hate our country, you can leave" statement. Plus, after almost 2 years of restoration work, the shops at the Garver feed mill are ready to open.
From the Channel3000.com Alert Center, this is News 3 Now at 5:30.
Thanks for joining News 3 Now at 5:30. I'm Amanda Quintana. We start tonight with a developing story in Verona where MedFlight was called for a bicycle crash this afternoon. Dispatch was called at 3:41 for a report of a crash between a car and a bicyclist. Officers say several units, including MedFlight and Verona EMS, responded to the scene, but they cannot confirm the condition of the bicyclist at the time. Highway PD was closed since MedFlight would likely have to land on the highway. We are working to confirm more details about this crash. Let's get a look at your first alert weather with Dana Fulton out on the patio. It's much more comfortable out there today, Dana.
It really is. This afternoon hasn't been too bad, and this evening, this drop in the humidity really pleasant for us right now. Now, there are some clouds building on in, and it's certainly mostly cloudy this evening, and that's where we're going to stay as we head overnight. Here's a live look from our WISC-TV sky cam with the clouds in the sky. That does mean we'll likely have a pretty colorful sunset. So here's your warning. You'll want to skip outside closer to about 8 o'clock. But our Doppler track is going to stay quiet. We don't have anything new building in for tonight, nor for the next several days. We're at 80 right now in Madison and in Lone Rock, about 82 in Janesville, but 77 in Platteville. Our heat index readings, though, right where actual temperatures are at, plus a degree or two in some areas, but we just don't have any humidity to factor in, which is some great news for us. Again, it is going to be pretty comfortable as we head into the start of the work week, but we'll take a closer look at what is ahead for us in just a few minutes. Amanda?
Thank you, Dana. A bike coalition is hitting the streets of Madison to increase access to transportation for underserved communities. Gabriella Becerra has more on how the program plans to educate the community on bikes.
The Just Bikes Coalition consists of private bike groups throughout Madison. The groups take turns going to different events and community centers to teach people about their bikes and maybe replace a chain and fill up some tires. Today I caught up with Down with Bikes at the Monroe's Farmers Market.
We're offering free bicycle inspections here.
Down with Bikes Executive Director Pepe Barros.
That's cute.
Rides his cargo bike to community events like the Monroe Farmers Market.
It's definitely better to have a bike in front of me than not having it.
He fixes bikes.
You hear that? It shouldn't be sounding like that.
And educates riders on how to maintain care.
Little issue on your bike can turn into a hazard, and it's very important that at least you know the very basics on how your bike works so you can keep it in shape.
Barros says it's important to have access to transportation.
In order to be an active participant of this society, I think you need to get to places.
And biking is a great way to do that.
I think that biking just got the right pace for both transportation and for being an active part of the environment.
The work his company is doing is a part of the Wisconsin Bike Federation's Just Bikes Coalition, which supports cycling and increases access to bikes for Madison's underserved communities.
In 2019 and 2020, it's a 2-year program. We're going to be able to provide bike education to probably close to 1,000 people through this program, provide jobs for 4 to 8 disadvantaged youth, and then give away probably well over 100 bicycles through just this program alone in disadvantaged neighborhoods.
The coalition is funded by grants and donations.
Setting up a new chain without cleaning up around, it's like, you know, dressing nicely without taking a shower.
Barros says one of his favorite parts of the job is simply helping people.
Being able to solve those issues, but not only solve those issues, but also show people how can they, you know, take good care of their bikes so they're riding more comfortably in general. Makes me very happy.
Anyone can come by.
Well, don't worry, because we're going to be here every Sunday, 9 to 1.
And sometimes their customers even come back.
Good morning.
Work you did on my bike last week, the cassette and the gear, and the chain.
Yes.
Works like a charm.
Is it working good?
It's a great week.
Great, great.
just to say thanks.
Man, he just took the time to stop by, say thanks.
Yeah, that's cool.
That's pretty cool.
Barrows sees a future with more access to transportation and bicycle care.
I see a fleet of people on cargo bikes with tools, with bike parts, just going to pretty much every single event, festivals, farmers markets, community centers, neighborhood centers, parks, just everywhere, making sure, everyone's got access to a safe bicycle, a smooth ride, and to just enjoy themselves outside.
The coalition received a grant of $30,000 according to the Wisconsin Bike Federation, but Ms. Klosky says that's not enough. To keep this program going, you can find out more information about Freewheel Bike's mission to win eBay's 2019 Shine Award for small businesses on our website, channel3000.com.
All right, thank you so much, Gabby. More local news now. A man was robbed at gunpoint after walking home in Madison early this morning. Police say the 27-year-old left the Williamson Street bars and was approached by two men from behind just after 1 o'clock. He says one of them pointed a gun at his head while the other held a gun to his back. They demanded his phone, wallet, and keys, but police say the robbers then ran away. Police found an 18-year-old suspect who matched one of the robbers' descriptions, but he ran away again and was later found by officers. The victim could not give a positive ID, so the suspect wasn't arrested, but he was cited for resisting officers. We Energy says its crews have restored power to more than 48,000 customers following strong thunderstorms that struck eastern Wisconsin this weekend. The Milwaukee-based utility company says around 56,000 customers were still without power this morning. Over 700 wires were down, 50 power poles were snapped, and over 600 trees or branches had fallen into the company's equipment this weekend. Crews from Wisconsin and neighboring states will continue to work around the clock until power has been restored to everyone. A revitalized Garver feed mill is nearing completion, and its first shops are preparing to open this week. Ian's Pizza plans to have a trial run Tuesday and soft open on Wednesday in the one-time sugar factory on Madison's east side. The 113-year-old Garver feed mill will have 11 contracted tenants, including retail businesses, floral shops, a yoga studio, and a few restaurants. Ian's Pizza General Manager Adam Nagy says it's pretty surreal to see the project finally done after a half-decade of planning.
It's not a mall, it's not quite a public market, but it is a common space, and there is going to be a lot of shared seating for people from each, whether they go grab a cup of coffee or they go to the vegan restaurant, there'll be public seating both inside and outside.
The restaurant was planning to open today, but could not get inspections done in time after Friday's power outages. The Garver feed mill restoration started in late 2017 after a Chicago-based developer planned to transform the beet factory into a food production facility. Hundreds of women from across southwest Wisconsin took part in the Her Madison Half Marathon this morning. Event organizers say the run is a great opportunity for networking or a weekend retreat for women. The race started 5 years ago when the first director wanted women in the area to have their own run. And organizers now say it's overwhelming to see so many participants. Today's half marathon was nearly shortened due to the recent heat wave, but organizers went through with the full distance after yesterday's cool down. President Trump continued his attacks of 4 Democratic congresswomen of color this morning on Twitter. Trump tweeted, quote, "I don't believe the 4 congresswomen are capable of loving our country. They should apologize to America and Israel for the horrible and hateful things they have said." In a CNN town hall yesterday, Governor Tony Evers called out Trump's recent attacks on the congresswoman, calling his tweets racist. But on CNN's State of the Union today, Senator Ron Johnson disagreed with the governor.
I would say in general, the whole America love it or leave it is not a new sentiment. Back in the 60s, that wasn't considered racist. I just find it very unfortunate that so many parts of our public debate right now are getting immediately stuck inside a racial framework, when what I would like to see is us moving toward that colorblind society. I was hoping when President Obama was elected, it would really go a long way toward healing the racial divide.
Johnson continued to say that he wishes everybody would reduce the rhetoric and, quote, start dealing with the enormous challenges facing the nation. Coming up on News 3 Now at 5:30, it's usually the first thing we do in the morning and the last thing at night, but Consumer Reports reveals the toothpaste you're using to brush your teeth could have some dangerous side effects. We'll tell you what to look for. Welcome back. Many of us brush our teeth a few times a day, but do we really know what's inside your toothpaste? Josh Spreiter for Consumer Reports goes inside the tube to reveal the toothpaste ingredients to look out for.
If you have an older tube of Colgate Total in your bathroom, check the ingredients, and if it has triclosan, toss it. Triclosan is an antibacterial that may help prevent gingivitis, but also may have some side effects, including
endocrine disruption, as well as impact on immunity and increase in antibiotic resistance.
It was banned from hand soaps and body washes in 2017. It is still technically allowed in toothpaste, but essentially gone from the market. Colgate's new Total SF toothpaste doesn't contain triclosan. So what should be in your toothpaste?
The first thing people should look for in a toothpaste is fluoride. Fluoride will help decrease tooth decay.
Other ingredients include baking soda or sodium bicarbonate, which may help reduce plaque, and hydrogen peroxide, which can act as a whitener. Although some experts say it's not concentrated enough or on your teeth long enough to make a noticeable difference. Then there are abrasives, calcium carbonate, and modified silica, used to help remove food debris and surface stains. And if your teeth are sensitive to hot and cold, you may use a toothpaste with desensitizers. Used regularly, ingredients such as sodium citrate, casein phosphopeptide, and potassium nitrate may help relieve sensitivity. There's also sodium lauryl sulfate, or SLS. It creates foam to help circulate the toothpaste into the spaces between teeth. So how do you know which toothpaste is right for you?
I usually say the one you won't mind using.
With this Consumer Reports, I'm Josh Spreiter, News 3 Now.
Some toothpaste can contain the ingredient xylitol. A few small studies suggest that when paired with fluoride, it could prevent cavities better than fluoride alone. But a warning to pet owners, xylitol is very dangerous for dogs. Dana Fulton has your first alert forecast when we come back, including a lot of sun, but cooler than we've been experiencing this past week.
Of course, yesterday was a very active weather day because of the storms that came on through. That just gave us a nice, cool, comfortable day today. Here's one of the shots from Loganville, that shelf cloud sliding in with our cold front. Some really cool pictures that we got yesterday. And then, of course, the sunset afterwards. This in Windsor, the cloud coverage giving us some nice reflection there. So as the sun set, we had a lot of nice color. Outside right now, we do have actually a mostly cloudy sky kind of developing for tonight. So plan on another really pretty sunset for us. But our Doppler track, of course, a very different story from where we were at about 24 to 36 hours ago. Right now, our Doppler track is quiet and we don't have anything else moving in for us. All of those storms are now well to the south and east, moving through Indiana. So here's a live look from our WISC-TV sky cam. Again, those clouds really building on in. We will stay mostly cloudy through the rest of the evening, but it is still very comfortable outside. We're at 80 degrees right now. Our dew points in the upper 50s, a very different place than where we were in the last several days. A little bit of a breeze coming from the north-northeast, about 10 miles per hour, enough that you'll notice it, but it's not too windy outside. That front again pushing away from us. Now we have high pressure steadily ridging on in for much of the plains and northern Midwest. We've all been in this little heat wave together, and now it's nice to see a little bit of a change in our temperatures and our dew points. A breeze again coming from the north-northeast currently, and that's again the same for most of the area. That high pressure is going to continue to ridge on south, and so it is going to keep us quiet for the next several days. 80 in Madison, but 77 in Dubuque, 81 in La Crosse, and 77 in Milwaukee. Those dew points below 60 throughout the southern edge of Wisconsin. So we're all sitting in a pretty good spot. By Monday morning, we will be close to 60 for our overnight lows. Plan on a mostly sunny day, and then temperatures in the afternoon will be in the upper 70s. It should be a really pleasant and comfortable afternoon. Tuesday, we're also looking at a fairly clear sky early in the morning. It'll be a mild overnight, and then in the afternoon, a little more sunshine. No storm threat, no rain threat, and temperature-wise, we will be close to 80. So we stay just a little below average to start the week, but then we will steadily increase a little bit. Heading into Wednesday afternoon, we'll start to watch our temperatures creep up into the low and middle 80s, and by the weekend, we'll be back in the mid to upper 80s. But it's not going to be nearly as humid outside, even as we do watch our temperatures increase towards the end of the week. Tonight, again, mostly cloudy outside, but we don't have any shower chances. They'll all stay closer to central Wisconsin on north with a slight chance for some showers. Mild temperatures, and then tomorrow we'll see temps in the upper 70s for afternoon highs. 78 degrees in Madison with mostly sunny sky. That's pretty pleasant outside. Our breeze still coming from the north-northeast. It'll be about 6 to 12 miles per hour, so very similar actually to what we had today, if not just a little bit less humid. We'll see another drop in our dew points heading into Monday. A nice stretch of sunshine through the work week, but again, those temperatures are going to steadily creep on up. Upper 70s for Monday, close to 80 by Tuesday, and then Wednesday and Thursday is when we really start to climb into the middle 80s for us. And our dew points also are going to creep up by Thursday and Friday in front of our next chance for showers. Right now on Saturday, thankfully, that's just a slight chance for some showers and thunderstorms. But again, temperatures over the next few days in a much better spot, Amanda.
Oh, yeah.
Very pleasant. I had the car windows down, still have the AC running. I'm not brave enough yet to turn that off. No.
But nothing compared to last week.
Not at all. No, this is much more comfortable.
I'll take it. Thank you so much. One of the best running backs in college football thinks there's more room for improvement this season. We'll hear from Jonathan Taylor next.
It's
Now, I'm not the overreaction police, but the next week could be a monster for the Brewers. 6 games against the Reds and Cubs in a division where a bad week could sink you. The Crew trying to take 3 of 4 in Arizona. Christian Yelich getting the day off. 1-0 Snakes. Alex Avila smokes one to dead center off Brandon Woodruff, and that's a no-doubter. 2-run shot gives the home team a 3-0 lead. Tyler Saladino has not hit anything since being called up in late June. This is something. Cue the 2-out grand slam to tie the game at 4 apiece. That is where we sit right now in the bottom of the 7th inning. The Cubs have won 7 of 8 since the All-Star break. They are up 1-0 in the 5th. Not for long. Fernando Tatis Jr. ties it with an RBI single. 2-1 in the 9th. Carl Edwards, bounces one with 2 strikes, 2 outs, and the base is loaded. It's 3-1. They're still loaded. It's Tatis again. That'll score a pair, and the Padres win 5-1 the final at Wrigley. So here are the current standings in the National League Central Division. The Cardinals beat the Reds today. The Pirates lost to the Phillies. So Pittsburgh and Cincinnati slow out of the gate to start the second half. So it looks like it'll be the Cubs, Redbirds, and the Crew to see who maybe wants to win the National League Central Division. Big Ten football media days in the rearview mirror, so it'll have to hold us over until fall camp starts in 10 days. Could it be the last fall camp for running back Jonathan Taylor? The junior-to-be doesn't have much else to show in terms of numbers. He won the Doak Walker Award last year, will be a candidate for the Heisman this year, and will be draft eligible coming up after the season. But don't tell that to Taylor. He thinks he has plenty of more work to do.
If you didn't have more room for improvement, then you would already be, first in everything. You would be number 1 in everything. You'd be on your way to the next level. You would be number 1 overall, everything. You'd be number 1 everything, and everyone is not number 1 in everything. So there's always room for improvement, and it's up to you to figure out those things. It's up to you to find out those areas of improvement that you can get better at in order to make yourself a better player.
Final round of the 148th Open Championship. Shane Lowry on fire. Had a 4-shot lead after shooting a 63 on Saturday. Lee Westwood just trying to stay close. How about that for birdie on the par 3 third? Everyone wanted Lowry to make some mistakes. Made a few, but didn't make a lot. On the 4th hole, yes, he would birdie. Ireland showed out in Northern Ireland. It's a formality. Coming up the 18th, taps it in. Lowry gets to drink from the claret jug if he so chooses, and he gets to hug his caddy and wife and daughter. Angels and Mariners. Fans, keep your eyes on the action at all times, even when you have a kid in your lap. Never gets old. Guy doesn't even move. Watch again. One hand holds the kid. He's calm, doesn't move from his seat. The kid is upright. The kid doesn't really care. We call that dad swag in the business. I think the kid is more concerned with the wild cherry Pepsi. And then the dad, they win something. So.
It was like, didn't even
He was like, and the kid's like, yes.
Made it look easy.
The kid will probably have an Instagram account in like 2 weeks so he can appreciate it on the YouTubes and the interweb. Yeah.
So many followers for that.
Yeah.
We'll be right back. Thanks.
Corolla. Tonight on the news at 9, President Trump signed the Right to Try law last year, giving people with life-threatening diseases a chance to try experimental drugs. But experts say the law is meaningless. Both sides. First on Fox at 9.
Well, it looks like we are going to have a beautiful week ahead.
We really are. This evening's not too bad. A little cloudy outside, but we don't have any rain threat moving on in. Temperatures through the next few hours will fall through the 70s. Overnight lows will land close to 60 by early Monday morning, and then we'll be in the upper 70s Monday afternoon with plenty of sunshine. We'll keep that sunshine trend going through the week. Notice, though, our temperatures are going to steadily climb on up by the weekend. Our dew points will also start to increase a little bit, but that really won't kick off until Thursday and Friday. So we have a nice few days of summer before we get a little more heat coming back in for Saturday and Sunday. So enjoy this evening, and of course enjoy the next few days with that sunshine. It should be really pleasant outside, especially after what we've just been through.
Oh, yeah.
It's nice to just enjoy the weather.
Oh, definitely. Thanks so much for joining us.